dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. You see already on the table are the things we need for this DIY. Of course, our tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. I have here my container, like all of you already know who are here a long time, with everything inside I need for DIYing. I hope you have something similar like this, maybe a box or some crate. It doesn't matter, just throw in the pieces you need every time you make your DIY. It makes a lot easier. Of course, the most important is of course the wood glue. I use this brand, but it is a very cheap brand. So go ahead, take any wood glue you like. Maybe you like even hot glue, but be careful, like I always tell you, that it doesn't fall apart. So, and of course the mud pot, some twine, and maybe some scissors, cutters and everything. I have here some paint. Of course, this is the black one. I don't know if I use really this black one or maybe a different one, but of course choose any color you like. I have here an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. This is what we need because we have Christmas in July. Of course, what we need, if we're going to make is, of course, we're going to make some letters. You will see in a moment which letters we are going to make. The first step will be, we have 6 pieces of 3 blocks and we are going to glue them together. And of course, we are going to glue them on the longest side. So very careful, make a thin line in the middle, row them together. And of course, you only have to glue 2 to get 3 sticks. So you see already, this is very easy to do. And maybe this is also something you can use in a room for if you have children or grandchildren. A letter with the Christmas season is always fun to decorate with. Especially I love a lot of decorations with signs or maybe some lettering. It doesn't matter. I always love, and gives such a more of the Christmassy feeling. But of course, it is Christmas in July. Not everyone is already ready to have Christmas spirit in their home. So maybe you see this later. It's also possible. So watch it at your own time. So, and again, I'm going to squeeze it. I'm going to get my wet towel. And of course, I'm going to easy wipe away the glue. Like this. And you see already the blocks are a little bit out of each other right now. And always when you are doing your wet towel, make sure that everything is nicely in straight line. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So now I have all 6 blocks pointing the same direction, all of them this direction. What we're going to do, we're going to glue them 2 on 2 together. So very easy. We do this one and this one. And we make one piece out of it. This way, and carefully we're going to squeeze it and work away our gap. So we don't want openings somewhere, so we're going to wipe away the glue and this way, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. So now we are going to turn the middle piece, and of course we're going to do some glue on this side, a line, and we do some glue on this side. We're going to place it down, place it over here, and we place this one over here. And we're going to carefully squeeze it and make sure that we have a nice line over here and this way. And now we're going to do 2 blocks. We're going to do some longest line, and we do on this longest line. We place it down this way. And we fill it up with another loose block. And again, squeeze it in. And make sure that you have also on the top as straight as you can have. And we take a loose block. And we only do some glue on one side. And we do this one over here. And we're going to squeeze it and we give it a couple of minutes drying. This is already letter number 1. We're going to carefully place it on our second mat over here, and I'm going to let this dry. Now we're going to make the second letter, and you saw already the first one was the J, so you can already guess which which word it will be. But if we're going to go now for the second one, so you see already on the table are 10 pieces of 3, and we're going to easily row them also together, and again glue 2 pieces, and you already have all 3 of them, and this way. And this way, let me know in the comments if you are already a little bit in the Christmas spirit. Not already, I mean, not already for the season, but I mean a little bit looking for maybe what kind of colors I'm going to do this year, or maybe what will be my theme this year. I always love already for me when it is January, and I always, the 1st of January, I always put all my Christmas decor away, because I have it already very early, especially if I do a Christmas village. That's a lot of work, so most of the time I do it very early. Sometimes in October, half October, November, I already have my Christmas decor. But of course, there are a lot of you must not think about it, but let me know when you are getting in the Christmas mood, at least looking for Christmas inspiration. So I would love to know if I'm the only crazy person, if there are a lot. Sharon, I know you are also fond of Christmas, and a lot of the friends who are here are already loving Christmas. But I would love to know, for everyone who normally don't comment, let me know if you like Christmas also, like I do. Of course, not everyone the whole year, but like me, but already starting a little early. So these are the 10 pieces, of course, glued together. I squeeze them together, and I'm going to take my towel and I wipe away the glue. But of course, I do it a little faster. So I gave them a couple of minutes. I have now 4 pieces in a row. Oh, you see already 4 here and 4 here. And of course, we did them in the longest direction, the blocks. We do some glue on the top. We do it over here, and we place them together, and we do it over here. And again, we're going to try to make a nice line, one big piece out of it. Of course, we need to work a little bit with it to get a nice plank. And we're going to do here 1, and we do here, and the last over here, and we place them all together again. We're going to carefully squeeze all of them together in one piece, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and here the same. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I think you already know what the next step will be. It's not really that difficult. We are going to place this one inside and this one. So we do some glue on this side and on this side. We place it over here. We do here the same on this side and on this side. And again, place it over here. Give it some pressure. Over here and here the same, and we fill it up with this one. We do a little to the top, and we're going to work a little bit with it because he's not totally fitting, I see already, because one of the blocks is not the size we need. Of course, it's always a little difficult, but we're going to work with it. So we already have our letter O, and we're going to do now the letter number 3, and that will be the Y. So now we're going to make, like I told you, the letter Y, and there you have to be careful that you don't make it too small, because you also need to cut off a little piece on the top side of your Y. And I already first did only 6 here and 5 here, but that was really too small because the J and the O are already bigger. So I'm going to go now for 8 pieces. First one of 8, then one of 7, and 2 of 5. So 8, 7, and 2 of 5. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to row them together in the length, in the short, of in the longest side of your block, to make a nice small row. And this is always, I did have to look, because I also in my
when I laid it out, it was already a little smaller than I thought, because I already made the J and the O, and in my head I thought I could do it smaller, but it was really not a nice side for the letter J. So then I can do better a little bit more, then say later I wish I did a little bigger, because then both of the letters are big and the other one is very small, and that's not what we want. And number 3 and number 4 and number 5 is the closure up again. We're going to squeeze it, and we do here the same, press it together, and this way we do here the same from the inside to the outside, and we're going to give it at the ending some pressure on the outside. Of course, like I told you a lot of times already, it doesn't matter if it falls apart. You easily can work with it and make it glued together again, because it's so easy. Wood glue is always very forgiving. You can still redo it a very long time. That's why I always do it after a couple of minutes. I already do it together, so you still can remove it, or move it, not remove it, because then you you kick it away. So we're going to let this dry for a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. Now we're going to do some glue on this side, over here, and we're going to place it down and make sure that we have it in the middle as best as we can. I think I need to go a little to the side, so this way. This is already a number 1. We go for a number 2 and we do some glue over here. We place it over here, and of course this is easy to measure out. Leave 1 block open, and we're going to fill in the open gaps, and we do here the same, and we place this one on top of here, and we're going to make sure that everything is fitting nicely before we're going to let it dry, wiping away. And we're going to give it also a couple of this one at least an hour, because we need to cut out a little piece, but it's only a little piece. So if you have a handsaw, you're already fit to go, because you don't need a jigsaw especially for this one. We just make a line from here until here, and you only need to cut a little piece. So the next step, because our letters are now drying, later we can saw out a little piece of our Y, because it still needs to dry before you can saw it. And now I have 8 blocks in a row, and here 8 blocks and 2 times 2. So I hope your mat is a little bit longer than mine, so I have to improvise a little bit how I want to have it. So I'm going to do, oh, you see already, I have already the lid up. That's not going to work. I'm going to do the tops, and I have to work with mine because my mat is a little bit shorter. And of course, maybe yours also not so long. You also can do it on your table, but if you have a craft table, it's really fine. But if you have a table like mine, and of course this will be my craft table later, but I have to wait until our other home, but we are going to work with it. So we're going to give it a little bit of pressure from within. We're going to squeeze it, and over here the last piece, and now we're going to carefully place this one together, and then we hope it doesn't jump out, because then everything is all over the place. And you see here I still need to work with it, and I'm going to give it this one also a couple of minutes. And now I'm going to go for this one. I see here I have 4, 6, I have here 8. It looks shorter. It is shorter. It is shorter because I took 9. You see already 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Of course we need 9 blocks, not 8 blocks. 9 blocks here, 9 blocks here, and 2 for 2. I was already miscounting, and that's not what we want, because or else it doesn't fit, because we're going to make a little bit kind of a tray for our letters, so you can decorate it or organize with it for the season. So we're going to do here some glue on this one and the last one, and again we're going to squeeze it from within. Over here we're going to work to the outside, And now the last, and already over here, and this one. You see already it's also a little tricky. That's why I also show you that is not going to so easy as sometimes you think when you see a DIY, then it is boom, 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 and it is already finished. And in practice, at least not in my practice, it never worked this way because I always make one big mess. But it's also probably that it is me, that I'm just making a big mess. So again, we're going to let this dry. We're going to now easily do the two. Some glue here, some glue on this one. And we're going to place them together, and we're going to do this one, and again we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So the next step will be, of course, we have 9 blocks of 5, 9 of 5, and we do again the longest line. So we're going to easily row them together. Don't worry, I don't do all of them together with you. so don't be afraid. I will do only a couple of pieces together with you. So if you have 9 blocks of 5, then you are ready, fit to go for the bottom. So now we have already our 9 pieces of 5, and we're going to do very easy. We're just going to place one on the side. We do some glue over here. We place it down. We do some glue on this one, and we're placing it down. And so we go all the blocks, not the last one, but of course the other 8, because number 9 is of course the closure up. We're going to place this one over here. We do this one, and it is still not totally dry, so but we have to glue it already, because or else it doesn't work away the gaps anymore. So we're going to fill this in, and we're going to make a straight line as best as we can, and we're going to carefully make sure that we're going to give it some pressure from the sides. And again, redo it. Make sure that you have a straight line. Feel on the sides as much as you can. You see here, this one is sticking out a little. And again, we're going to give it some pressure lightly every time, a little bit and a bit. And you go to the sides again, squeeze the sides. And so you go on until you filled in all the gaps you have. And then you're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. See already, I place my second mat next to the other one because I need to do the sides. And we do one of the bigger piece here. We do here and here. So first it's very easy. We're going to place them down. And place them down. We do some glue on the underline. So not totally in the middle, but on the underline. Over here. We do here the same. And again, a thin line at the ending. At least try as much as you can at the ending. So we're going to place this, and now we're going to do some, I have some glue over here, on this side, and on the underside. So I place this down. I do here the same, some glue over here, and then I hope I glued it right. But we will see, we will see. And we place this down. So first we're going to place this straight up over here. Give it some pressure over here. We place this one straight up. And again, give some pressure on the underside of your block. Really on the underside. Or else you will go over your piece. And that's not what you want. Feel with your fingers that you have a straight line. And again, give it some pressure. And now we're going to place this one straight up. And he is fitting, but he is having a little overlay, but I don't mind it because you never get it really fitting. If you do, then you do have to do 3 blocks and cut off a little piece, but that is really a waste of your blocks. But if you like it better, of course, you're free to do. I'm going to give this also some pressure. And make sure that you have an overlay on each side the same. Over here. So I'm going to let this rest for at least an hour before we're going to paint it. So you see, I placed my tray over here and my letters. I'm going to get the piece which will supposed to be the letter Y. What I'm going to do, we are going to place this down. We have the second row from the top. We are going to take the middle block because this is 7 blocks, and from the 7th, the middle piece of the block, the number 4, you could give a little dot in the middle over here. So you see, this is what I mean. Just place a little dot. You're going to get your ruler and you're going to do 1 block and the half of the second block. So just lay it over here. Make the connection with your dot over here. And I'm going to make a line this way. So very easy. We do here the same. We're going to do, I think I can do it better this way. I'm going to take the half of the second block. I'm going to go to my dot over here and over here. And I'm going to do my mark over here. So you see already, now I have an opening for my Y. So we will see if this is enough or maybe I have to do more, but I think I only need to do this piece. I'm going to cut it out and we will see how the letter is going to turn out. So you see already I took out the top part and I think it looks like a Y, but I am not happy with the underside because he is much too wide. So if I would, I'm going to get my jigsaw and I'm going to do 1 row of these blocks off and 1 row over here. So I leave over 3 pieces. So if you're going to make it, it's very easy. You just do 8 over here, 7 over here, and 3 and 3. So not 5 and 5, but 3 and 3. Unless you like the bigger side. But for me, it looks now like a shirt. So, so you can also use it as a t-shirt. So, so I'm going to cut off this row and I'm going to cut out this row. It's very easy because it's only 1 block. So I'm just going to do this line and this line. But like I told you, just do 8, 7, 3 and 3, and then you have the right size. I think it looks more like a Y then instead of a t-shirt. So that's why I also show you the things that are not going always well, because in my head I thought maybe it looked nice, but when you cut it out, it really doesn't look that nice. So that's also DIYing. You have to make your mistakes and work with them and correct them. So you see already, he even looks already more like a Y, but I am really not happy with it. So I'm going to cut off also a little piece to make it a little bit more, you call it boxy if I am correctly. I don't know if it's correctly, but I think he looks too much in squares. So I'm going to do just simple from this corner. Now you have 3 blocks over here. I'm going to go for this corner until this corner. So you just take a line over here and just this little point also over here, like this. I show you in a minute. This is what I mean. I gave already with my pencil and it's only 2 little pieces which are coming off, but I think it makes the world difference. So I'm going to cut this little piece off and this little piece also over here. And I think he looks then more like a letter than now. He is a little bit too, hooked. I don't know how you call it. At least here in the Netherlands we call it hoekig. So it's a lot different word. Hoekig means only this side, hoekig. So we are going to cut off this 2 little pieces, and you still can do it with your hand. So because it's very easy, it's only little pieces you have to cut off. And this one was very easy, but if everything is correctly, you don't have that. You already have 3 blocks, so you don't have to saw this already. So this is already falling apart because you already have this. And you only need to cut this one and a little piece of this one. And yes, I am really happy now with my letter Y. So now we have all the pieces. We have the letter J, we have the letter O, the Y, we have our tray. What I'm going to do, I'm going to paint. And I'm still debating with myself which color I will what paint. So you see in a moment which color I will use. So I was looking at my pieces and of course I was debating which color I'm going to do. I looked at it and I thought it is needs a little bit more of a high-end look, because this is just you make it. And of course it is fine, but you can also do a little step further. So I took out my bags. You see already here with half a round. You see, this is what I mean. It's only half rounds. I ordered them on Temu, so you can buy them on AliExpress. You can Amazon. Everyone has them. So I'm going to do on the corners. I'm going to do one, and on the leathers I'm going to do a couple of them. So, but first I'm going to glue this on top of here. I think it gives a little bit more like a high-end look. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to easy place it on here. Do some glue over here, place it on here, and I'm going to do them in a moment better. I'm just going to lay them down and over here, and we're going to place it down. And now I'm going to look for that I have it on the inside over here and give it some pressure. I'm looking for that I have it on the inside over here and give it some pressure. Here the same, and give it some pressure. And here also, and give it some pressure. And I'm going to let this dry, and now we're going to do the leathers. So you see, I just lay them down the way I like them, but of course you don't have to do, maybe have something else to decorate. If you are more like a glam person, you can easily give it some stones. So you can do anything you like. This is only an inspiration that I like. And I always say you have to do whatever you think is right for your decor. Nope, you see where they are already going everywhere. I'm going to place this one in the middle and this one also in the middle over here. And of course this one needs to come a little this way. So, and this one I only do in the middle of each corner. The 3 block, squeeze it. And over here also in the middle. It's very easy to do because you have always guidelines where you have your line. Oop, is he ready? This is going everywhere. It's probably in my hands because the fingers are not what they're supposed to be, but we are working with them. So again, squeeze it, press it down. And for the Y, I did one on the underside, in the middle. Again, squeeze it. I did one a little higher, also in the middle, this way. And on the ending of the leather, over here. And this one over here. Oh, you see already, I have to turn it. And again, place it on the same height you have it for the other one. And this way. And now we have also our letters pimped up a little bit, and we're going to let it rest for at least a couple of minutes. And now we're going to really paint it. So I did choose for a little bit of the gray color. This he calls it anthracite, so it is very dark gray. And the greatest about this acrylic paint is because I can do it on top of here. And then I'm going to go over with this brush, and I'm going to remove a lot of the oh, you see, oh, my brush is so old, he's already falling out of each other. So I'm going to go over it, and then I can give it a little bit of an look that also your wood is still coming through. So we will see how this will turn out. So I'm going to start with the tray, and of course I'm going to do some some paint on here. So, and I'm going to easily just go over it, and I'm going to first do everything in the paint, and then I'm going to wipe it away later. So I'm going to go over to each place, and of course you can do it in any color you like, because I think it's a little bit with the dark green and the lighter green of my greenery, it will look nice, but choose any color you like. So I do this a little faster, or else you get very bored. You see already, I have now the letters and of course my tray in a little bit of the distressed color. Maybe you can see it already on camera. you see it's not totally in the dark gray. It's a little bit, the wood is still coming through. What I'm going to do, I have here a little bit of the lighter color gray, and I'm going to take a very small pencil and I'm just going to dab it, and I'm going to take a piece of kitchen towel and I'm going to dab it over here and just do little pieces with the lighter gray color to give it a little bit of an older rustic look. You don't have to do it because it's just what you prefer. I like it a little bit to give it a little bit lighter gray color. And then we're going to glue the letters on the back side of our tray. So now everything has also a little bit of the gray color, and now I'm going to do some glue on the underside over here, and I'm going to glue my letters inside of my tray. So very easy. I'm just doing first the J, then I do the Y, and then in the middle exactly I do the O. So I'm always sure that the spaces in between will be the same, but I think you already know how to glue it. So I'm going to do some glue under here very lightly over here, and I'm going to place it over here, and I'm going to give it some pressure and I keep it in place. Of course, I do all three of them, and you see in a moment how I decorated this tray.
And you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Tile Blocks Joy tray, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. This time I did it with some greenery, some faux fruit and some berries, but you can change it up any way you like. Maybe you can do some bakery stuff inside if you're going to use it in your kitchen. So the ideas are endless. I hope you give this one a try. For everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Everyone who is here and only love to watch, of course, you are so more than welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you saw. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.